views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The Millionaire Imprint for Women. This empowering radio show is about imprinting wealth for women, inspiring women of all ages to heal their karmic debts, to transcend the shame of poverty consciousness that women have lived with for centuries. It's time for women, for you to have a new relationship with money, to be smart with your money, to invest, to save, and to watch your money grow as you build your new empire, leaving legacies that you're proud of. Join Marti, Michelle, and Kornelia Fridays from 1 to 2 on the Kornelia Stephanie Show at Transformation Talk Radio. Are you in?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Millionaire Imprint for Women. We have an exciting show for you today. I am with the money boss, Michelle Boss, and I'm also with Marti Rogers, founder and creator of Financial Identity for Women. And I'm Kornelia Stephanie, your host, the creator of the Millionaire Imprint for Women. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you today because we are talking about choosing your financial freedom. And that's what we're here talking about, ladies. We're going to infuse and inspire and have an open dialogue and discussion, sharing with our audience and our listeners what it is that we do with sharing our gifts with people so that they can really move into their financial freedom, how that is actually showing up and how that is changing their financial trajectory and creating a better life for themselves. So welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yay.
Thank you, Kornelia and Marti. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Yes, yeah. I'm very excited. Thank you, Michelle. Likewise. This is going to be really fun.
So before we got started on the show, we were speaking in the green room in the back, and we were talking about what an exciting time this is right now on the planet and how women are influencing and really stepping into their power and changing things. Women are really changing the world in a grand way. And it's a celebratory time for us all, even though there are many, many mountains of challenges that we're going to be facing and coming up against. And so this is not a time to back down, but it's a time to shine brighter and shine our light brighter and stand stronger together because we're making this world a better place. And I was noticing, I read a statistic this morning that says that in the Congress now, in our new Congress today, right now, we have 535 members are now women.
Wow. Remarkable.
Woo-hoo. Yay.
And I know that's been a long time coming too, you know? That number probably catches many people off guard, but it's like, no, this has been, in the, stages, behind the scenes, whether you've been seeing it or not, it's been going on for sure. So yeah. I'm glad you're sharing that, putting that light on that.
Yeah. And then, I don't know if you all know Marianne Williamson, but she's a strong spiritual powerhouse.
She sure is. Yeah.
And she's been doing that amazing work for years now, I think 20 or 30 years.
Yes.
Probably closer to 30 years. But Marianne's running for president. She asked her audience and she asked her tribe, and they are in full support behind her. And she's, I think, the 28th of this month is when she's making the public announcement.
Wow.
And I think tomorrow she's doing her last live stream on the Course in Miracles in New York. And so I'm just so excited. But you all were telling me about another woman that is running for president out of California that you have heard. What was her name again?
This is very exciting. Yes, Kamala Harris. She's a politician here in California, and I don't think she's officially announced it, but there's talks, and it's just exciting to see women running for that role of leadership again. is very exciting. Very exciting.
Optimistic. It is. And, and it's like, we would want the California woman, the Kamala Harris, to really fully support her, Marianne Williamson, all of the women that are bringing their amazing contributions. And that's the piece in leadership and following their organic path and what is rightfully calling them to be, so that they can really fully step into that role. And that's what's so exciting about the time that we're in right now. Mm-hmm. And that's also what it is that we're doing here.
Exactly.
On the Millionaire Imprint.
I was going to say the exact same thing. It's like we could see each of our own selves in each one of these ladies that's taking the front lead. And it just re-invites us to give ourselves permission to excel. It's like, why not me? So this is very true.
Yes, exactly. Why not me? Why you? Because, there's just so many wonderful things that happen when you step into the gifts and bring your gifts and share your gifts with the world. Absolutely. And that is absolutely the reason why we're here. So let's do a round robin, and we'll start with you, Michelle. Tell us again, do a recap of your financial history of what got you to where you are today. And then we'll just kind of go around and each answer that question. And then we'll go around and answer the question of what is it that you do with the women that you influence and the women that you support, and what are the benefits? What is it that is helping the women change their life based on being in your influence and in your coaching programs and in your tribe? So give us a little backstory again about how you got started and your work.
Fantastic. Thank you, Kornelia. So for those of you just joining, I am a personal finance coach and educator. I'm a certified financial educator through the National Financial Educators Council. I work with women and some men who are struggling with their personal finances to gain clarity, peace, and abundance with their money. The prior shows that Kornelia and I have done, we've talked a lot about budgeting. And in the next couple of shows, one coming up next week, which we'll talk about and share more, we're going to continue talking about the financial basics. So I love teaching. I love working with people on a one-on-one and group basis to provide transformation in their money lives, because I've been able to go through some major transformations in my life, from being married and divorced with 2 young children to leaving a 16-year corporate career in the financial industry to become an entrepreneur and give that freedom to myself to be the more present mom that I wanted my children to experience, rather than the latchkey kid experience I had growing up. And so that is some of the things that I'm up to. I also am working on developing a project here in my community, as far as a 30-room inn with restaurant. So a bed and breakfast here in the Livermore wine country. So when we talk about, dreaming big and having anything be possible, I did not come from money. I came from a middle-class family. Both my parents were business owners, entrepreneurs, successful and not at times. So, anything is possible. And it's so exciting to be here with you ladies, sharing how we can help others to live and shine their brightest and really succeed in their dreams.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Just extraordinary. It's an extraordinary model that you're modeling. And there's so many ways that we're really being asked to step into our organic truth, and being wealthy being wealthy and being in our abundance is in our integrity. It's really in our integrity, in our evolution now. It doesn't fit anymore to not be thriving financially, spiritually, in health and wealth. It just doesn't fit. And so that's the momentum and the energy that we're bringing here on the Millionaire Imprint, and then also in our own private communities and tribes. So thank you, Michelle, for sharing that. What about you, Marti? How did you get started with your story too? Give us a little recap on that.
Yeah. And first, I just want to say I just love this format today. So I'm Marti Rogers, and I came in to the financial industry about 3 years ago. And I transitioned after my mom had passed away in 2013. I had helped her during the last years of her life. And during that transition, I not only helped her as taking care of her needs, her scheduling for people to come in and take care of her. But then that estate transfer after she passed away was quite, to my surprise. I wasn't really thinking ahead because I had so much going on in my life, but I really saw that whole transfer and the accumulation of it to building up to that process too. I felt it very overwhelming and isolating. And I didn't know how to get the help I so needed, because the professionals that were out there didn't seem to see me as enough value to them to personally help. So I was kind of stuck, and fortunately I was blessed to meet somebody in the company that I am working with today who directly helped me and my family. And it started with understanding financial awareness, financial understanding, and how you can build and sustain wealth. And that's something at my core I've always been very mindful of, but I really found it in the last 3 to 5 years that it was really clear to me I did not know how to manifest that, how to make that happen. And once I got the help, I went from, am I going to be okay? Are my children going to be okay? What about our future, as a family, to having so much hope and relief and clarity of vision. The value of that is profound. Everybody deserves to have that clarity of vision of what their future mark is, their future number. We talked about FIN last time, about your financial independent number. So, like I said, it went from me being concerned about, my immediate family. Mm-hmm. And then once I knew that, applying the steps it takes to get there is going to help me a lot. But what's going to happen to all these other precious people who still are bogged down with fear, overwhelm, concern, and then I don't want to think about it, I'll just go watch a movie or something. So the majority of people, are struggling like that. So I'm very passionate about helping people, women especially, because I see a huge deficit in that area. We have multiple challenges. Things happen to us when adversity hits. We have to carry the majority of it. That's just how it tends to be. Michelle told us about her story. She, transitioned. She, left her corporate career. She, transitioned out of a marriage. And these have, can have extraordinary impacts on people's lives. But I'm just so impressed how Michelle has gracefully taken a lead within her life for herself and her children and their future, and for other women and men at the same time. And so I see a lot of connections there, and I can understand why we've come together today. And I'm just super excited. I could go on too, but
yeah. No, it's wonderful, Marti. Thank you for sharing everything that you did. And it's, again, going through the hardships, right? Everything that you went through with your mother got you on the path to really take a look at how do you want to play out leave your legacy. Those are your words with your children. And what is it that you can do to make it better for yourself and for them? Because it was really time to address some of the issues that hadn't been addressed from the past, right? From our past conditioning. And that part of that. And you really, completely transcended that energy, turned it around and made your life practical in ways that you are organizing it according to your own natural law with the systems that you chose to support you in that, which is really powerful, because that's what we're all being invited to do, is to really look within and listen. What is our own organic natural law, and then how do we align that with what is being, what is being called into our lives, right? For me, it was, I'm a spiritual teacher, and so my spiritual work after leaving the corporate, like Michelle, I started going into the self-development path. That was my path. Self-development, spiritual practice, and really wanting to find out what is it that makes me core values. I didn't even know. I didn't even have any core values when I began, because I was chasing the dream, the American dream that I was conditioned by. And so I had to, like, literally, as an entrepreneur, really go inside and find out exactly what things meant to me, what was meaningful to me. And my spiritual values were at the forefront, and that's what came first for me. So as an experiential teacher, I had to dive deep into the scarcity mindset so that I can really discover what does that mean, so that as I'm helping myself and other people transcend those negative limiting beliefs and those emotional core wounds of not being worthy and not being good enough, and that the poverty mindset, that's not how I was choosing to want to live my life moving forward. So for me, it was through my experiences that I had over the past 8 years in developing my company, my business, and my entrepreneurship in leading, is discovering that abundance and being wealthy is a choice, and it's a mindset, and that to really release the old paradigm, I had to choose that also. And that's what the topic is today about, isn't it? We're choosing our financial freedom.
Absolutely. It's all about decision making, and it's your birthright. And hearing you've hit so many points. It's like we can choose to live by default or by design. Mm-hmm. Both are going to be uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And you chose the latter, to live by design. It got to a certain point where you said, no, this isn't, long-term going to work. And I was having this conversation the other day. Sometimes, I would say the most difficult decision to make in your career life is to leave something that's actually working out fine. But looking ahead, it's not going to be sustainable. And it's super uncomfortable to do that. And it can feel awkward too, because sometimes we do get the chattering monkeys, right? Saying, what is she doing? Does she know what she's doing? And inside you just know at the end of the day, you're doing the right thing. And ultimately you are. The three of us here have made some pretty bold moves in our adult lives. I would agree, and there's that, that courage that has to be there, and that knowing. And I'm just grateful to be where, we are today, because we have each other to be of support and to continue to keep on moving, and
Yeah, for me, it was, I really had to understand. That was the biggest thing. I had to understand the lack. And I had to be able to transcend that lack through experience, because through experience that we become the knower, that we learn. And through that, I had to be able to bring the spiritual core value of truth, of abundance into that lack. And that's now what it is that I help my clients do, so that they can have a wealthy root instead of a root of poverty or scarcity in which they were born into. Like you said, Michelle, you weren't born into money. I wasn't born into money at all. It was exactly the opposite. We were always never had enough. And we were always looking for more, looking for support, because where I grew up with an absent father and a mother that had 3 children and that wasn't getting child support. So it was a really difficult time for me as a child to where I was openly absorbing what was going on in my surroundings. And as a child, you're conditioned and you're vulnerable, and so you're believing that this is how it is. And those are the core beliefs that are installed that now in the adult life then need to be looked at to see if that's still true for you today. And that has to be overridden, like your life by design. So this has been the work, but I tell you what, it has been well worth it. It's been well worth it to let that old world die away and fall away. And, and no matter what's happening right now in the state of the world, even though things look so crazy and so chaotic, we have to believe and know that what we are doing now, the step-by-step work that we're doing of living our core values, living true to our core values, and that's choosing financial freedom, choosing our birthright, choosing our abundance, that this is absolutely in alignment with our organic path moving forward and the new earth and the new paradigm. So just by making that choice, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be uncomfortable to look at some of these things, like with Michelle. We talked about this before, with being able to look at the financial mess. There may be a mess, and it may be chaotic because there's things that need to be looked at.
Right.
But when we can look at something and acknowledge it, that is when then change can happen for the better. So. Wonderful. So let's go again, round robin, and talk about. So Michelle, what exactly is the work that you're doing with people, with women and men, and teens? That's the other thing. And I just love that. So because again, wouldn't it be great if we were all teens and would have been taught what it is that you're teaching these teenagers today? So tell us about that, and what are the benefits for the people that hear this today, for them choosing you as a coach, signing up with your programs, and what is it that they can expect?
Wonderful. Yes, I love to teach. The teens are one of my favorite groups to work with because we are not taught personal finance in school. That's one of the reasons why I feel so passionate about what I do every day and love the transformation I get to bring about with people. Taking, like you said, maybe a financial mess or chaos and bringing order to that. Organization is one of my strengths. So when I am working outside of teaching classes, when I'm working with individuals one-on-one, we're sitting down and really working through the details, getting a clear picture of where you're at. That's where I start with the budgeting and setting those financial goals, as well as an action plan, a step-by-step action plan of how to get to that place. So we've talked about this, why do you hire a coach, any kind of coach? Transformational life coach, a weight loss coach, a fitness coach. They help you achieve results faster than you can achieve on your own. And so working one-on-one with me, that's what I help my clients do is get transformation around their money lives, clarity, organization, and a very clear path on how to reach their financial goals, along with the support. Because unlike some other financial professionals, for example, a financial advisor that sells products or a CPA, their role is not to be there side by side as a sounding board, as a support, as an educator to help you stay accountable and hit those milestones to reach your goals. So that is what I get to do with people in the transformational work, and it's what lights me up.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm curious about the teenagers that you support. Is it their parents that's choosing this for them, or is it them making that choice?
So parents are registering their students for in-person classes. This is some of the live work that I do in my community. I have gotten requests to go online with this, so perhaps that will be coming out later this year. But working with the local teenagers, 15 to 21, in a classroom setting to educate them on the basics of financial education. And there's fortunately so many resources out there, a lot that you can find online. I recommend, parents who want to talk to their kids or get them started on the basics of financial education, look to your bank. There's or credit union. There's a lot of resources available out there. This is what I do is more one-on-one in the classroom, because teenagers, not always want to listen to their parents or, aren't always receptive to that message. So this is one more way to get out there and get them started thinking about financial independence and independent living skills.
Yeah. And actually, what I'd like to see is this movement take place where it's just really fun.
Yes.
Really fun.
Learning about money is fun.
Learning about money, because money is energy, and becoming a really, really good steward of your money, becoming a good steward of our planet, becoming a good steward of our resources, and making it fun, bringing the fun factor into, wow, it's empowering and it's exciting and it's, it's uplifting. It's, resourceful. So it's the right thing to do. And I'd like to see it. I'd like to see that, brought into the school systems and, and into family discussions with, at the dinner table, is to talk about this kind of empowerment and planning and financial resources, and really talking about the value. It's
so important at any age, children to adults.
Absolutely.
To continue focusing on your finances. But one of the things I like to emphasize is, when you're responsible and you grow your wealth, think of how much more good that you can do in the world and faster. And I never forget to emphasize how fortunate a position, you're in as a teenager before you've had the chance to make mistakes. You can do everything, of course, mistakes are okay, but you can do everything right and really have an impact, really make more money, be wealthy, and, make the world a better place.
And basically what we're saying is don't make the same mistakes that we were conditioned by, because again, it's like we just didn't know any better, but we do now. And it's about what we do now. So I'm just loving this. And we're going to take a quick break on the Kornelia Stephanie Show. And then we're going to hear from Marti and see what Marti has to say to us about how she's helping women change their financial lives, not just women, but men too. We'll be right back.
Wow. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. I'm telling you, I got to pinch myself some days, because when each of us gets called to do something that we so not thought was in our wheelhouse to do for a purpose that's so much greater than us, we get to show up and shine.
If you would like to show up and shine on the Dr. Pat Show as a co-host or sponsor, Send us an email to inspire@thedrpatshow.com.
This is Peggy Snow, practitioner at Stellar Reflections, with a Stellar Reflections Minute. So many people these days are trying to find ways to relieve their stress. What happens to our breathing when we're feeling overwhelm and stress? When we tune in, we realize that we're either holding our breath or taking very shallow breath to signal the body that all is well, which most of the time it is. Sometimes all that is needed is a nice, deep breath to break the cycle. First, exhale to get all the stale air out by engaging the abdominal muscles and blowing gently. Next, take a nice full breath in, feeling it fill your body all the way down to your hips. Release fully and enjoy the freedom of movement. Notice how your body feels. Do you feel refreshed? Calmness is only a breath away. This has been a Stellar Reflections Minute. For more information about what we offer at Stellar Reflections, visit us at stellarreflections.com or call 425-999-9836. That's 425-999-9836.
Do you want the knowledge and wisdom to understand where spirituality, science, and psychology intersect? Then join the Karmic Path Radio Show with Tina and Laura on TransformationTalkRadio.com Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific. Follow this charmingly, disarmingly dynamic duo as they explore how psychic ability, spirituality, and karmic law tie together. For more information on Tina, Laura, and their groundbreaking work, visit thekarmicpath.com.
Do you know how powerful your thoughts and beliefs are in determining your experience of your life? Is it really true that simply by changing some of the words you use in your day-to-day language, that you can change your life? I'm Megan Edge. Join me on Playing on the Edge, Radical Change with Ease, with my co-host Dr. Pat on Transformation Talk Radio. I look forward to seeing you there.
To find out more about Megan Edge, visit her website at meganedge.ca.
Are you looking for the perfect setting for your next workshop or retreat? At Spirit Fire Meditative Retreat Center, cultivating consciousness is what we do best. Our guests count on us to create an atmosphere that supports serenity and well-being. We lead from the heart and create space for the mind. Freshly prepared meals designed with local and organic ingredients, 95 acres of beautiful woods and pastures, and a facility built with green in mind. This is what you'll find at Spirit Fire. For more information, visit spiritfireretreatcenter.com.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Millionaire Imprint for Women. And today's topic is choosing your financial freedom. And all you have to do right now is just say, yes, I want to be financially free. And all the resources and everything that you need, the universe is going to line up everything to support you to be able to do that. So before we went to break, we were speaking with Michelle, and she was sharing with us about how the lives change in the people that she's influencing and what her process is and what you can expect. Now we're going to hear from Marti, and Marti share with us about how you're helping women and men, and also what can the people expect with you influencing them and supporting them through your work and your coaching and whatnot.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah, the title, the subject, you say, choosing your financial freedom. And that, just kind of turned on a light for me to remind me the first chapter of my book, Choosing You. So in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end, choose you always. And I know that was a lesson for me, and I don't think I am alone. So when I help women and men, we start with the steps that we take to help people get stable and solvent. And it starts with exploring their finances and their goals and their needs. And the first place we start is assessing the amount of debt that they have, if they haven't. Many people I sit with do. And then seeing how we could reduce their debt and make the goal having them getting out of debt. And by doing that by default will help them realize some more cash flow. Mm-hmm. And then putting some strategies in place to create an emergency fund, college planning for their kids, if that's part of their goal, retirement, and estate planning. Now, we don't handle all of them, together. It depends on where people are, what stage they are in their lives, their age, their needs, and their goals and dreams. And that's really, really important. So we help people get a clear vision of what their ultimate financial independent number is and what number is going to keep them and their family safe. And empowering them by knowing how to do that and assuring them that I'm there with them the whole way. Not like, okay, thanks for coming in. Here's your, goals and your steps. No, I'm there with them too. I want to be there for them. I want to champion them, and for people to have that awakening, I know personally what that was like. Sometimes I could even get emotional about it because you're truly, adding a profound blessing to that person's life and their family. And some people are so inspired in the same way that I was, that they want to, build a career as well in this same field because they see the massive need for people to have financial protection. And that means being protected with having awareness, knowledge, and a duplicatable, sustainable system. And, 3 steps, for example, by the way, is first of all, people make money. Secondly, they save it. It's about deciding to save, making that decision to save it, and then place it in such a way that it's going to grow for them over time, long term. And if they do that consistently, they're pretty much guaranteed to have a solid financial future. And the earlier we start, the better.
Wow.
So
that's wonderful. Yeah, I definitely love all of the structures and the support that you're offering people, and that there is no judgment. There is no reason not to say yes to this and jump on it and go, I'm going for this. 2019 is going to be the year that changes everything.
The best year of my life. Absolutely. I think for all of us.
Really, it's now. It's absolutely now. And so what I do with my clients is I help them do what I've done for myself. Pretty much, it's that process. So I assist people in developing their millionaire mindset. They can choose, do they want to be a millionaire or not? And then we look at where they've come from, about where their past is, and we do a complete reset on the negative core limiting beliefs around scarcity. And we look at some of the emotional core wounds. We go back and look at the family history. And clearing some of those energies out, also that karmic conditioning that had gone on for a while, and so we look at that, and then once we clear that out, then we're able to make new choices based on what's true for you today, and how do you choose to want to live your life, and what is it that you need. Some people don't want to be a millionaire. Some people just want a real simple life, and they want, very simple, and that's absolutely fine. It's the people that want, like Michelle said earlier, that it gives you the power to have so many more resources to give out. And it really, you can do so much more. So it's for those people that really want to contribute large scale, living that kind of a lifestyle. And that's part of the reason why I created the Millionaire Imprint for Women, and also why I'm doing the work that I'm doing with women, is to assist them to move into right relationship with their money and also their abundance. Right? And so that they can live and give the way that they choose to, not the way that they were born into. So part of my process is also transcending and coaching and supporting the new structures, and really releasing the old paradigm and claiming your role in the new paradigm, that you want financial independence, financial freedom, and setting up a system, a support system that's going to be able to help you do that. how are the ways that you're earning money? How are the ways that you're bringing in money? Aligning your spiritual core values with what's true for you today. All that has to be examined, because this is what I've done for myself. And then creating a blueprint on that $1 million imprint, that $1 million lifestyle. So, because there's many ways. Michelle's teaching her ways, Marti's teaching her ways, and different ways, but they all reach that millionaire imprint. They can assist you with getting there. And then with what it is that I'm offering with creating systems and different streams of income, and choosing the millionaire mindset as an entrepreneur, moving into right relationship. So these are the ways. And I'm just finding, like, a lot of times, like, over this past week when I'm speaking with women, is just the struggle that they feel with charging for their services. They feel guilty. They feel ashamed to charge, money for what it is that they're offering, their wares, what it is they're selling, and that there's still energy around that. So being able to overcome some of those things and feel good about the price tag that you're putting out, about the value of what you're offering, and how valuable that is to someone else. So we have a lot of work to do, ladies, which is so wonderful that we're educating and talking about this here today. And so let's now do a round robin and go around and talk about what you're offering right now, what you're excited about, Michelle. I know you've got an event coming up that is coming up on the 21st. Tell us about that, and then tell us how people can sign up for it. And what you're excited about it.
Great. Yes. So we're here at the beginning of the new year, 2019. Everyone's made New Year's resolutions. Well, if you have not created a habit within 21 days, that's how long it takes to form a habit, likely you're off track already with your New Year's resolutions. So on January 21st, next Monday, it is a free webinar that I am offering. It's an hour or less to hop on at noon Pacific time. And this is all about manifesting your best money year yet. This is proven tools, techniques, and strategies that you can implement right now to get back on track with your New Year's resolutions, especially if you have a financial focus. And if you're doing great so far on your resolution, I invite you to join us as well. Bring that energy of action. And there's always things to learn and strategies to pick up on, which I'm excited to share again Monday. And I think that we have the link there for everyone to join. And
why don't you also tell us, Michelle, the where people can find it on your website? Give us the address again.
Oh, perfect. So it is on my events page under themoneyboss.org. If you click on the events tab, you will see upcoming webinars, and it's listed there with the link.
Awesome. That's exciting. So that's an exciting, and you said it's a free event, right?
Absolutely.
So that's everybody has to jump on that and sign up for that event, because it's a free event. It's going to, offer you resources and give you tips and ideas and strategies and different things that you hadn't even thought about before, and get you started to making 2019 your best financial decision. Decide now. So yay. Thank you for that, Michelle. Exciting.
Yep.
And how about you, Marti?
Yeah, so like Michelle said, we're at the beginning of the year, and even for myself, this is the time to really kind of hone in on our vision, our intention, and having a solid foundation. And so I am, offering a financial needs analysis to give you a clear picture of how to get to your goals. And I am going to be launching my new book, Financial Identity for Women, empowering women to build and sustain generational wealth. And I'm going to invite you to come to my website to enter your information so that you can be the first to receive my free ebook once it's ready. And that is www.financial identityforwomen.com.
Wonderful. And I love that that title, Financial Identity for Women. That's a beautiful title, and that really is an invitation right away to let it be known that you're choosing your financial identity and it's going to be wealthy.
Yes.
Right.
And something I want to say is what I was so drawn and attracted to you when we first met, Kornelia, is how you're all about helping women heal from like that internal core root. And it opened that door that a lot of people aren't talking about. Like there are some people who have some deep wounds, and they're fragile, but they could be loved and coached and nourished to feel within their own rightful power to choose themselves. And that is so, so important. And as a financial professional, a couple women lately told me, I really appreciate your approach. And it's not what I might typically expect, like, oh no, here comes somebody in the financial world. They feel very much invited because, you have really, blessed me in that way of being able to have that affirmed, like, see, I knew it, and this is just affirmation. So I want to thank you for that.
Oh, that's wonderful. And thank you for saying that. And, that's really how we're supporting each other.
Yes.
This is one of my gifts that I'm bringing, and that's the piece. And then, being able to offer each other our resources and support. There's, clients that I'm, sending to Michelle. There's clients that I'm sending to you. There's different people that fit different things. And it's really all okay, because the bottom line is that to really choose financial freedom, and wherever you're at, there's already the solution right there. It's right. There's the tools, there's the resources, and there's the solution. So what it is that I'm doing right now that I'm excited about is 50 women are changing their financial trajectory in 2019 in my online Wealthy Roots Women's Leadership Program. And you can get to that by going to my website at KorneliaStephanie.com. There's a box that says Wealthy Roots. And you can click on that and you can see it's a place where we meet bi-weekly on Fridays for 1 hour. And 50 women are CEOs. They're founders of companies. They're CEOs. They are absolutely getting what it is that they want through our collaboration together. And so there's a lot of techniques and tools that are shared on how to build wealthy relationships, on how to, wherever the woman is, she may be an entrepreneur, but these are women that are influencers in the world and that are absolutely getting what it is that they want through our collaboration. 50 women. So there's room for you. So join us. Go to KorneliaStephanie.com, click on Wealthy Roots, and choose it. Choose it for yourself, and choose it for your family, and choose it for your new beginning, and accept your new role as a paradigm leader in this new world. And forget about everything that has happened in the past. Make peace with that part. Bring the peace and the understanding and the love and the compassion to what took place, because it was just that time. Yeah. It was just that time. It was that time when, in our evolution, when we just didn't know any better. We had suppressed emotions and feelings that we were never talked about. Yeah. Things were swept underneath the carpet and stored within our physical bodies that are not true. And so now we're coming out. We're coming out. We're being bold. We're being ambitious, and we're embracing our ambition. And we're standing up, and we're standing for what it is that we want and what it is that we believe in. And, I hear a lot of people talk about money, how, whatever is being talked about out there in the collective, the fear around what's going on. And again, that is what's happening out there. It matters what it is that you do on the inside and how you respond and approach your world, your inner kingdom, your financial trajectory. That's what matters. And that matter, that value ripples out and changes the world.
Right.
So wonderful. We're having a wonderful call. I appreciate this level of discussion and focus. And so now let's talk about what is it that you love about you. We'll do the round robin, Michelle. What is it that you love about you?
It took me many years to learn this about myself, but through studying with my Ayurvedic practitioner, my teacher, I learned that I have a very steady energy, and I'm a rock. So for my family, for my kids, no matter what's happened, and navigating through the world out there, if you pay attention, to things like the news and everything that's going on, like you said, it's about how you react and respond inside, and that reality you create, or that perception you create for yourself. So that's one thing that I have really learned to appreciate and love about myself, is that steady energy and managing that energy. So it's not too high, it's not too low, but a really steady energy. And that serves well for not only my children, myself, family, but my clients as well.
Wonderful. Wonderful. We love that about you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, what about you, Marti?
Oh, this is the fun question. That's awesome, Michelle. I love that. So I would say that I love the fact that I'm an easy person to talk to. People tell me that they feel comfortable and safe with me. And that's important for many reasons. And I'm fun. I like to have fun. And like Michelle said, I'm pretty, I've been that stable, person that people go to. My mom relied on me, and she appreciated that. I loved being able to serve her. I was honored to serve her. Anytime someone gives me permission to help serve them in their sacred space, that's a big deal to me. So I don't take that lightly. And I'm mentoring and coaching somebody that's new in business with me, and helping her get to higher ground for her family, for her children. And sometimes we can feel overwhelmed and we think, gosh, it's so far away. But really, where you ultimately think you want to be is a lot closer than you think. So really inspiring people to really kind of like lock arms with me and just go. So.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a wonderful nurturing support. I definitely love that about you, Marti, is
Thank
the
you.
way nurturing energy that you have. It's beautiful. So what is it that I love about me is my tenacity to not give up.
Yeah.
To not give up on the greater plan and the higher vision is no matter what. It's that warrior energy in me.
Yes.
That it's that phoenix. It's that rising. And I love that part, in that it is the all-encompassing feminine goddess, the all-encompassing, the ocean in me that is in allowance and acceptance of what is, so that we can transcend and look at everything that needs to be looked at from a compassionate place, and use our wisdom to make the change, to create a better world for ourselves, because we can. And releasing that energy of powerlessness time and time and time and time again has been hard. It's been hard. But being a hero in your own life, that's what we all are capable and able to do. And so that's the one thing that I love about myself. It's not one thing. It's a lot of things, but it's the one thing that I've become aware of, that I do on a consistent, regular basis. In addition to, I'm a catalyst. So when people work with me and they're in my energy field, just because of all the work that I've done with me, myself, is everything that needs to come up for them automatically comes up. And so that it just surfaces, because the light is so bright that it shows the opposites of what still needs to be healed and let go of. And so it's easy. It's easy because let the light do its work and bring our wisdom, our consciousness, our love to all, and transcend that negativity that we've carried around that isn't true. It's not true. And just to have compassion for ourselves. So it's what I bring to my clients. It's what I bring to everything that I do. I love creating, and I'm looking forward to 2019 to seeing how it's going to unfold for all of us as we fully embrace our creative power and step into that feminine energy even more, because it's the number 3. The 2019 is about the number 3, and the number 3 is a feminine number. And so that's part of that women leadership, that really moving into that energy. So
I love it.
I'm so excited, ladies. We had such a wonderful call. Let's go around one more time and say our websites one more time, so that we can leave our audience with how they can find us.
Beautifully said, Kornelia. I would bet all 3 of us are nurturers and have that fire. So once again, my website is www.themoneyboss.org.
Thank you. Go ahead, Marti.
Yes, and nurturers, and we're overcomers too.
Very persistent.
So, yeah.
We have one. Go ahead.
My website is financialidentityforwomen.com. Marti Rogers.
My website is corneliastephanie.com. Click on the box that says Wealthy Roots. Tune in again for the Millionaire Imprint for Women next Friday, when Michelle is going to be leading us into her next phase of education. See you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for being part of creating wealth for all women. Every Friday, you benefit from the experience of women who share their financial wisdom. This movement is not about accumulating wealth. It's about being paid doing what we love, being able to invest in the things women are passionate about. Our new collective story is Women Are Powerful with Money. Becoming financially literate is the key to your empowerment and financial freedom. For more information, go to corneliastephanie.com.